أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope this finds you well, inshallah. This is Saima Zulfaqar, student counselor at the International Open University, and I would like to warmly welcome you all for the session tonight on preparing for the midterm exams. As you're already aware that we are, I believe, a couple of days away from the midterm exams for all streams, excluding IAP and MAIS. And so we just have a few more days left, inshallah. And the objective of this session is to help you gear up your, inshallah, study schedule for the upcoming midterm exams and help you, inshallah, perform better. And with that in mind, I would like to make a disclaimer that this is a session meant to aid your preparation for midterm exams. And if you haven't started completing your modules, or if you haven't started studying yet, please make sure that you do it now, because this is your final chance to begin. And there's no shortcut, absolutely no short way, no easy way to attempt your midterm exams rather than to begin now. So with that in mind, inshallah, let's discuss a few strategies, a few tips on how you can prepare better for the upcoming midterm exams, bi'idhnillah. Now, the very first tip that I would like to share with all the students here tonight is to be well versed with all the information and all the aspects of the upcoming exams. So I do understand that there is still a certain confusion amongst a few students in terms of the duration of the exams, the timings, whether to attempt them from the center, whether to go and attempt at home. There's a lot of confusion happening right now. So this is a good time to go back to your student portal, read through the course syllabus, read through the exam FAQ, and if you have any questions about the structure, format, or the duration of your exam, get it clarified now, bi'idhnillah. So be well aware of the midterm exam dates, as you're already aware that the exams begin from the 8th of November. So make sure that you're aware of the days, and you're aware of the timings as well, and convert the timings from UTC to your local time zone so that there's no confusion. And you may also want to consider marking them on your personal calendar so that you have reminders coming across. And also be aware of the late midterm exam dates. So let's say a few students who are unable to give their exams in the normal period, make sure you also are thorough with the late midterm exam dates so that there's no confusion and so that you don't miss them. And if you are planning to apply for an exemption to attempt your exams in the late period, make sure you start applying now so that there's no deduction and so that your request gets approved within time. Make sure you're also aware of the structure and the format of your exam. So, for example, make sure you are aware if you have MCQs in your exam, whether you have the descriptive format, and also be aware of the fact that if you need to go to the center or if you need to attempt from home. So as you're already aware that there is a difference in terms of how the revised program students will be attempting their midterm exams versus the students from the old courses. So make sure you're aware of all these technicalities to avoid any confusion. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us and get them clarified as soon as possible. Now, again, in terms of the duration, make sure you're also aware of the timings. So let's say for the older programs, students will have 75 minutes to attempt their midterm exams, whereas for students from the revised programs will have 120 minutes. So 60 minutes for part A and 60 minutes for part B. So make sure you are aware of the timings and you are much thorough, inshallah, to avoid any confusion. So that's my first tip, because a lot of students unfortunately miss out on these technicalities, and subhanallah, they end up losing their grades, they end up skipping their exams. So be aware of these technicalities, brothers and sisters. Next is when it comes to your preparation for the midterm exams, calculate your modules now. So identify the total number of pending modules that you have. So if you have, let's say, a few modules from fiqh, a few modules from aqidah, or a few modules from, I don't know, Islamic psychology, just go through all the number of modules that you need to cover, calculate them, add them up to get the final impending modules. Now, the next formula that I want to share with you is a lot of students are now worried that they have quite a few modules to do. So they're confused, they're unsure about how many modules should they be focusing on each day. So the formula is very simple, brothers and sisters. So what you need to do is you need to add up the total number of modules that you have, whatever number that is, divide that number with the number of days that remain for the midterm exams. So let's say you have 30 modules left and you have 10 days remaining for the midterm exams. So divide 30 by 10 and you get 3. So you need to do at least 3 modules every day so that you can complete all your modules before the midterm exams. Now, this is just an example of how you can calculate your daily module target, but make sure that you are doing this at your own pace with your own version. So divide the total number of modules that you have remaining with the number of days that you have remaining, inshallah. The next step that I have for you is to start now. So, what does this mean? Now, again, I see that in the comments, a lot of students are panicking about the technical details, like what is the revised program, where is an exam center in Qatar, brothers and sisters. I will get to that. But for now, when it comes to your midterm exam preparation, your priority should be on focusing on your exams over anything else at this point in time. While you're handling the technicalities, also make sure that you are focusing on completing your daily modules. So prioritize those, skip any extra or additional readings and resources because we're running short of time now. So if you have for example, I don't know, 30 or 35 modules remaining, but yet you are reading the course text or reading the extra slides and whatnot, that is going to take up a lot of time. So make sure you are skipping everything that's not essential, that's not a priority, and only focusing on completing your modules at this point in time. And try not to skip any module lectures, brothers and sisters. Now, I know this sounds very, very tempting. A lot of students actually end up doing so. But what really happens is that if you just skim through the notes or skim through the slides, you will not be able to understand fully the course content. So make sure you are watching your module lectures, you are taking your own notes, and then taking help from the slides or from notes from senior students. Then a lot of students again have issues with things like listening to a module is very time consuming, watching a lecture is very time consuming. So an app that I would recommend to you, brothers and sisters, is called Panopto. So what this does is Panopto allows you to play the lectures at a little increased speed. So for example, if you're listening to a lecture, let's say at the speed of 0.5x, you can increase the speed of the lecture to maybe 1.5 or 1.75x, so that it saves you a couple of minutes, inshallah. So try to use Panopto if you're running short of time and if you want to really, really quickly finish up your modules and save time. And make sure you're also referring to notes from senior students in the process. So what this really helps you with is that in case you've missed out any important information, any important concept, you can definitely catch up through the notes from senior students. So after you've watched your module lecture, after you've taken your own notes, then go to the notes from the senior students just to verify and make sure if you haven't missed anything. And lastly, be thorough with your module quizzes. So a lot of questions in the midterm exams are actually a repetition from your module quizzes. So make sure you have reviewed your module quizzes thoroughly. If you have any wrong answers from the module quizzes, try to look out and seek for the right answers, not by asking around or asking your TA or asking your friends, rather by doing your own research. So thoroughly revise your module quizzes, as you can expect them in your midterm exam as well. The next tip I have, inshallah, is to start your arrangements for the midterm exams. So if you are attempting your exams in the center, students from the revised program, that is, call up the centers to verify the days, timings, provision of internet, and any other necessary arrangements. So for example, if you have, I don't know, if you haven't yet registered for a center, please start doing that as soon as possible. Call up the centers around you locally, check for the timings, check if they are charging you, and whatever arrangements they have, look out for those arrangements. You also want to ensure that if they will be providing you the internet access, if not, you need to carry your own. So make sure you discuss all these technical details with the center, because again, exam centers function independently from IOU. So in no way are the exam centers allied or collaborated with IOU. So we have absolutely no control on that, but you will need to do this independently and make sure that all the arrangements are properly made beforehand. Then if you are attempting exams at home, so students from the older programs, ensure that you have a stable internet connection at home. So if you have any electricity problems or any internet issues, this is a good time to get it fixed, so that inshallah there's no disruption during your exams. Make sure that you start setting up your study desk as well, in case you don't have any study desk, and if you've been studying from your bedroom. So make sure that you set up your study desk and plan your exam schedule. So also plan out what time will you be attempting your midterm exams at, and make sure that it's a time that's convenient for you. It's a quiet time. It's a time away from distractions. So try to schedule all these things beforehand, inshallah. And lastly, you may also want to consider planning which course exam you wish to attempt on each day. So, for example, the exams begin from the 8th of November, right? So you need to start, I don't know, planning. Let's say let's say on 8th of November, which course will you be doing first? So my recommendation to you, brothers and sisters, is that go with the easier exams first, so that you're motivated to continue, so that you feel, inshallah, productive, and that you feel high on energy. So try to do the easier exams first and then do the harder ones. And that would also give you enough time to prepare for the harder courses. So let's say if you're struggling with fiqh of transactions, if you're struggling with aqidah, make sure you do it at the very end, so that you also have enough time to prepare for that, and so that your preparations go well as well. And lastly, in terms of your midterm exams prep, please contact the help desk for any center related or exam related queries. So again, I see a lot of students asking in the comments about the center, about the dates and all of that. Please contact the help desk. Firstly, go back to your student portal and look out for those answers. You will see those answers on your student dashboard. However, if you still have any issues, please get in touch with the help desk and they will be happy to assist you. For any course related queries, so let's say you have any doubts about certain concepts, about certain subjects, please contact your relevant course teacher. And if you have any doubts or if you need any help in terms of planning your studies, you can definitely drop me an email at student.counselor@iou.edu.gm. That's my email. And please don't forget to do this as soon as possible, and do not wait until the last minute to get your queries addressed, because what usually happens is that as soon as we're approaching the midterm exams, we get a rush of emails from students. So this rush may delay our response time. So make sure that you don't wait until the last minute for your queries. This is a good time to begin any inquiries, to begin asking for answers, to begin seeking help from the relevant departments, inshallah. So this is a good time to seek support. And with that, Alhamdulillah, we've concluded the session for tonight. So I'm just going to quickly recap what we've discussed. So in terms of your preparation for the midterm exams, number one, be well versed with the exam dates, the time, the structure, format, and the duration. Number two, calculate your modules. So this is a good time to calculate the number of modules that you have remaining. And if you want to find out how many modules should be doing a day to complete your modules before time, add up your total number of remaining modules and then divide them by the number of days that are remaining for the midterm exams. And that will give you the answer, inshallah. And in terms of your exams prep, make sure that you're prioritizing that over everything else at this point in time. Skip additional readings. Do not skip your module lectures. Instead, try to listen to them at a faster pace. Refer to notes from senior students and be thorough with your module quizzes. Moving on to the arrangements, make sure that you are prepared for the arrangements. So call up your exam centers, check for the timings, check for the duration, check for fees, check for provision of internet and other necessary arrangements. If you're attempting from home, start setting up your internet connection, start looking for a good place to attempt your exams at. And finally, this is also a good time to start seeking support for any inquiries that you may have about your exams. And with that, Alhamdulillah, we're done for the session tonight, and I'm opening up the platform for any questions that you may have. We will, inshallah, take a couple of questions and we will then end the session for tonight. So I'm going to take a few questions that are related. What about dates and times for each exam? Like, we will get a timetable soon. So once again, the dates have been announced, right? And these dates can be found on your student dashboard. So just log into the student dashboard. Under the event schedule, you will see the dates for the exams, and you can attempt at your own time if you're attempting from home. However, if you're attempting from an exam center, then you will need to go to the center, look for the center's timing, and then attempt your exam. Okay, so someone asked, maybe not an important question, but is it bad that I don't write my own notes and just get it from the shared notes? It's helpful for me though. So ideally, we encourage students to take their own notes, because what really happens is that what you may find, what you may come across as new information, others may not, right? And there's still a tendency that people may forget certain concepts and certain I don't know, certain examples, certain points from the lecture. So it's always best to take your own notes and then refer to notes from other students, so that you're very well thorough. And taking your own notes also aids in your own learning and in-depth understanding. So it's maybe a good practice to begin. If you've not started, I would suggest maybe you can start after the midterm exams, inshallah. When is the final date to finish module tests? So the last day to finish your module tests would be the first day of the midterm exam. Can we do 2 to 3 exams a day? Yes, that's completely up to you. If you can, if you're prepared, you can definitely do 2 to 3 exams a day. However, I would encourage students to do it one day at a time, so that you don't get overwhelmed and that you have ample of time for preparation, inshallah. So for all the questions, all the students were asking me about whether my exam is going to be MCQ, how many questions and all of that, please go back to your student dashboard. You will get all your answers there. Can we give 3 exams in one day? Yes, completely up to you. How do we choose which exam to take on which dates and who do we notify? That's completely your call. So you don't need to notify anyone. If you're attempting from home, you just need to go ahead and, with whichever course you decide to go first, you go first. You just click on that and you will be able to access. If you're doing it at the center, then you will need to ask your proctor and they will set it up for you. I didn't find a suitable place for my midterm exam. Can I attempt from home? So if you're a revised program student, which I'm assuming, no, you cannot attempt your exams from home if you are a revised program student. This is a mandatory requirement of the university. You will not be allowed to attempt from home. If we can't finish the module test, do we need to apply for later midterm exams or we will be automatically enrolled into it? So if you haven't finished the module tests, you can finish it until the last day of your exam as well. Okay, so you can try to finish your module tests until then. Don't wait don't wait to actually finish them later. So ideally what you should be doing is you should be finishing your modules and you should be doing your module tests simultaneously. All right, so don't wait for the last day. While doing exam, if network fails, can someone be able to reattempt the exam? Yes. So if let's say you have a power cut, because of which you lose access, you can apply for a reset. There will be a portal on your student dashboard called the reset portal. Just click on that and inshallah the university will help you reset the exam. Is it necessary to complete assignments before midterm exams? No. So the deadline for the, I believe the deadline for the assignments is 2nd of December or somewhere in December. So you don't need to submit your assignments now. You can submit them around the time of the deadline. So right now your priority should be your midterm exams. We must be done with the first 15 modules before midterms. So again, this depends from course to course. So for a lot of courses, a student is required to complete the first 15 modules. However, in some courses it's 14, in other courses it's 16. So you need to check the pre-midterm modules, and you need to complete them before you attempt your midterm exams. In the FAQ portal, it is said that the duration of each part varies from 1 hour to 90 minutes. Does that mean that the exam in total will be 2 hours or 2 hours and a half? I'm not sure about that. Please get in touch with the help desk, inshallah. Is phone allowed in the exam? No, absolutely not. You're not allowed to refer to your notes, refer to Google, or refer to anything while you're attempting your exam. You just need to have your own exam page open. That's the only page that has to be open. You're not allowed to refer to anything. The results will be out immediately after we finish our exams. For MCQs, yes. So again, all the students asking about the exam structure, just go to your student dashboard, all right? And you will see what the structure for your course is, for your midterm exam is. So if you are enrolled in the revised program, you will have a few MCQ questions and a few open-ended questions. If you're from the older program, you will only have MCQ questions. So kindly go back to your student portal, and if you have any questions, reach out to the help desk, which I already mentioned. Time duration for the exam. So if you are from if you're from the revised program, you will have 120 minutes, 60 minutes for each section. But if you're from the older program, then it's going to be 75 minutes. Is Panopto app to be downloaded? Yes, certainly you need to download it. It's available as an extension on Google Chrome. You need to download that before you can use it. What if someone got ill during midterms and fails to complete midterm exams in time and has certification for the sickness? If that is the case, you need to apply for the exemption. All right, you need to apply for an exemption to attempt your exams in the late period and attach the relevant document to support your claim. And inshallah, the university will review your request. What are the accepted reasons to go for late midterm exams dates? Because I've been accepted end of September, so I had just 1 month to study. So the reasons are actually varied from case to case. So in an ideal scenario, the university approves any medical emergency. So let's say if you've fallen sick, or if you have a family member who's sick, or if you've been traveling, or if you have no access to the internet, these reasons can help you get an exemption. However, once again, because the university looks at these cases and examines them on a case by case and on an individual basis, you will need to first apply so that we will look accordingly. Can we use our phones during the exam? No. Is Panopto app mandatory for exam? No, it's not an app for exams. It's an app to help you listen to the module lectures at a faster pace. It's not for the exams. All right, so on that note, inshallah, we will be concluding the session for tonight. And once again, if you have any questions about the structure of your exams, about the format, about the timings, you can always drop an email to helpdesk@iou.edu.gm. And as I'm saying this, if you still have those questions, please write them an email tonight, so that inshallah they can help you clarify all your doubts pertaining to the exams. So that's all for tonight. Jazakumullahu khairan kathira. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow you to ace your midterm exams effectively. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.